Yo, what is up guys? It is the man in the can. It is Super Piggy Man here today with another video, and today we're going to be doing some more Kenshi stuff. I am actually going to be doing a double upload today. I am going to be uploading an Apex Legends video. I don't know, I just kind of started playing the game and I got some couple clips, from playing it from like one day or something. So yeah, stay tuned for that as long as with this video, because today we're going to be talking about the top 5 weapons in Kenshi. Now, let's start here with Kenshi is a game with dozens of different weapons, and you have a bunch of melee options and a bunch of range options, but we're going to be going over the melee options today. And I do think that it's stated in the game on the loading screen that martial arts is actually way better than wielding a sword when you have enough skilled martial arts. So we're gonna obviously skip martial arts and not put it at number 1. We're gonna put all our different weapon classes, and we're gonna assume that you have the May 2 version 2, which wouldn't be that hard to suggest, because I'm pretty sure you can get any of these weapons quite easily in May 2 or Edgewalker. So without starting, today we'll be discussing the top 5 melee weapons. Now, before we start this countdown, I want to emphasize that all weapons in Kenshi are going to be pretty lethal in the hands of skilled users. So, we are taking into account the general utility, attack speed, weapon speed, among many other factors. If you have your own top 5, feel free to start a discussion in the comments. Kenshi is a game that doesn't really have a lot of walkthroughs or tutorials, so any discussion is going to be helpful to the community. I am trying to do this more for the community than rather for, own purposes, but we're going to start at number 5. We have the Nodachi. The katana class is generally a very beginner friendly weapon class, and the Nodachi can do formidable amounts of cutting damage. It has a large reach due to its increased size and weighs a maximum of 9 kilograms, which is really light, and it also helps with dexterity and stuff. And it requires a strength of 18, which wouldn't be that hard once you get your hands on this, because assuming that you start with the regular katana and you're also farming up money, you should get to 18 strength relatively easy. And that's only to swing it at 100%, so I'm pretty sure if you're at like 17 or 16, the reduction of speed wouldn't really matter that much, but sometimes you just want to be a little sure. So the Nodachi can be used effectively by a relatively low skilled character. Its emphasis on cutting damage will absolutely devastate unarmored opponents, and it being in the katana class gives it faster attack speed than the heavy weapons class and similarly sized hacking weapons. This is a great tool to build your dexterity stat. Like I said, it is a really good weapon to start off with. I recommend this to beginners to use their katanas, to use the katana class at starting and build up your strength to maybe about 60 to 80, and then you can move into the heavy weapons class, because then now you will actually have the things to do it. So at number 4 we have the Foreign Saber. The Foreign Saber weighs a maximum of 9 kilograms. Similar to the Nodachi, deals cutting damage and blood damage, and gives a defense bonus of 8 while giving a -4 to attack. On paper, a -4 may seem bad, but in exchange you are getting a huge boost to your defense. So if you're someone who isn't really fighting that much and you mainly just defend a base or something, that's probably what you want to go for. And I think it's this between the Nodachi and Foreign Saber, it's mostly just personal preference, to be honest. I mean, they're both kind of the same, but this can make a huge difference in early game, allowing you to build up your defense stat a lot faster, because you're going to be successfully blocking more, which is a huge thing. Because you'll be blocking more attacks than you normally would. Unlike the Nodachi, this weapon does not get any negative stat effects when used inside, so this weapon will be very consistent in performance both indoors and outdoors. The blunt damage that this weapon does makes it more effective than katanas against armored opponents, and makes it a great weapon all around. This weapon falls short in the length of reach compared to other weapons on this countdown. Even if you're blocking more, you're most likely going to get overwhelmed in a fight where you're outnumbered, because you'll be hitting less enemies with each swing. So that's the only drawback to this weapon, but all around I think I'll take a weapon that's more consistent than it just doing -8 to indoor penalties, because that shit sucks. Anyways, now we're gonna move to number 3. That may be controversial to some of the long time or well-read Kenshi fans. At number 3 we have the Falling Sun. Now, please don't hate me for this. Please don't hate me for this. Now, before you leave the comments saying the Falling Sun is the best or how I use it to kill groups of enemies that outnumber you, hear me out. The highest damaged Falling Sun, the Mei-2 one, weighs a whooping 40 kilograms, which means to swing it at 100% speed, your character has to have at least 80 strength. That is a huge amount of strength that you need. However, once you hit that requirement, and even before, oh boy, this weapon is devastating. It has a huge reach, deals massive amounts of cutting damage, and also deals a large amount of blood damage. It's not uncommon to maim or outright kill a few enemies in a single blow. However, where this weapon falls short, it is slow in attack speed and high strength requirements. Kind of is the drawbacks on this. The fact the Falling Sun is in the heavy weapons class gives it such a slow attack speed compared to the other weapon classes. During a lot of swing animations, even if your dexterity is high, there is a window of opportunity where you cannot block, allowing your enemies to land successful hits on you, and this really does happen a lot. Trust me, I used to run an all Falling Sun squad, and I'd be surprised that they were getting hit a lot. But this compounded weapon with a high strength requirement can lead your character's attack speed slowing down even greater when you take damage to your chest or stomach, which is another drawback in Kenshi. Your strength decreases, sometimes up to 20 depending on how much damage you take. And once your strength dips below double the weight of the weapon, 80, for the Mei-2 Falling Sun, your attacks will get significantly slower, increasing the window of attack of time during the swing animations enemies have to hit you. I can only assume they're called suicide blades in the description. I can only assume this is why they're called suicide weapons in the description of the weapon. Well, this is true. This is really true. At number 2, let's hear it for some of our fanboys out there, for the Holy Nation. Make some noise because we got the Paladin Cross up here. The Paladin Cross does 50% increased damage against robots, has almost the same reach as the Falling Sun, and the highest grade variant. Mei-2 only weighs 32 kilograms. The Paladin Cross in the Hacker class, so it swings faster than the Falling Sun, and due to its lower weight can be used effectively much earlier than the Falling Sun. The increased amount of damage versus robots makes it almost a weapon to have, since most of the endgame bosses are skeletons and most ancient ruins have iron spiders defending them. You'll be dealing almost the same degree, almost the same damage as the Falling Sun against robots. Again, the extreme weight of this weapon is its downside, as if your strength stat is not a lot higher than the requirement for the weapon, a few hits on the chest or stomach will have you swinging the sword at a snail's pace, which is kind of the drawback with a lot of heavy weapons, you know, because if you want to wield the Falling Sun really well, you're going to need 100 strength, no doubt about it. And because if you lose 20 strength, you're still going to be at 80 strength, you know, and that's the thing with a lot of these weapons in the heavy classes. Now, for finally, number 1, we have a surprise weapon, the polearm. The polearm class in general is overlooked by many Kenshi players. However, this class has some ridiculously good benefits. The polearm in specific weighs a maximum of 12 kilograms, has a +6 attack bonus, and does 50% damage against all animals. It also has a further reach than all the weapons we have covered and swings faster than an Adachi while still having armor penetration. While the polearm does not do as much damage as the Falling Sun or Paladin's Cross, its extreme reach, fast attack speed, and lightweight makes it an incredibly powerful weapon in one-on-one combat. It is very easy to stun lock an enemy while your character is relentlessly slicing them up with ease. In group combat, a few good soldiers equipped with this in a tight but somewhat spaced formation can easily wipe out a large force without taking a single hit. The 50% damage against bonus to all animals makes this great for getting revenge on big things which scare the life out of you when you had lower stats. The light weight of the polearm means that once your strength hits 50, you'll never need to worry about chest or stomach damage slowing down your attacks, which is a huge thing for this. However, even the weapon I consider number one has its downsides, and the polearm suffers from downsides. When used indoors, the polearm suffers a whopping -8 to attack. However, at high levels, this doesn't hurt the player as much as it seems. That's pretty much it for the list. I mean, it is kind of a long video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this, but that was my top 5 weapons in Kenshi. Remember to leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy the video, and please feel free to leave a comment on what I should do and what I should do next and what your top 5 weapons are. So yeah guys, peace.